Yeah. Never easy to work with. Okay, it is starting our stream, and we are live.
You want to do the intro? Or
yeah, let's do the intro.
Alright.
Alright. Hello, Five Knuckle fans, and welcome to our 8th Five Knuckle Podcast. Spencer and Eric here today to blather on about anime and dumb laws.
Yay!
Ready for dumb laws?
What's going on, Knuckleheads? What's going on, Knuckleheads?
Oh, I chose a fun one for dumb laws this time. This is dumb laws in Texas. So,
yeehaw, let's do this.
You know we're gonna have dumb bullshit from there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And
like a black man can't say, yeehaw! I'm sorry.
That's probably in there. It wouldn't surprise me in that state.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, Texas.
And I thought Alabama was bad. I ain't trying to diss nobody. For those of y'all who are from Texas or living in Texas or Alabama, don't worry. We're not shitting on you. We're just we're just having fun here.
You guys are fine. I have family in Texas, so I'm not one to talk. So, where would you like to begin?
I guess we could start with the Texas laws.
Alright. Here we go from the websites. Now again, I will be reading the ones that actually give me the full text of the law, so I know they're real. Huh. Okay, first law on here, it is illegal to sell one's eye in Texas. This regards with the law that says you are not allowed to sell any part of your body that isn't hair, blood, or any of that kind of stuff. So, you can sell your hair, you can sell your blood, but no tissue, no bone, not your lungs, none of that.
So wait, I can't go to a sperm bank and get a check for a donation?
Oddly enough, according to the wording on this law, it does not mention sperm donation. Yeah, this is Act, 48.02, whatever that means. Which, in fairness, if it's your own eye, I say, you know what, go for it. If you get to the point in your life where you need to sell parts of your body like that, whatever.
Black market type stuff.
Yeah. God, that reminded me of this one show I watched. It was called Kenny Hot's Triumph of Will. And this guy tried to find every single legal way to eat a person. So, he drank blood, he ate skin, and this is going to gross you out. And I have to say, yeah, it's pretty disgusting, but he actually got a woman to sell him her placenta, and he ate that.
I heard women eat their own placenta.
I've heard that too. Apparently it has to do with the nutrients in it or something.
Yeah.
Apparently you cook it just like liver.
I still think it's weird, but hey, you do what you gotta do.
I think if it's your own, that's fine. But if it's someone else's, that just makes it all the more disgusting. If I get my own hair in my mouth, I don't even care. I just pick it out like it's nothing. But if I get someone else's hair in my mouth, instantly I start spitting it out and...
You don't know where it's been?
Exactly. I think that it has everything to do with it. I don't know who this person is. They could have that super lice that people were talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's kind of gross. What's the next one?
Other stuff of this. Oh, right, here's one. One must acknowledge a supreme being before being able to hold public office in Texas. What that means is that if you're an atheist or maybe agnostic, you are not allowed to be a governor, a representative, or any of that.
That's kind of unfair. It's really unfair, man.
That is really unfair.
But hey, it's for conservatives. What can you do?
Yeah.
It's a very conservative state.
There was another thing about a program was created in that state for attempts that to control weather. So anyone trying to create a device that would say, for example, make it rain or make it stop raining, there would be award matching grants to political subdivisions of the state for that kind of thing.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
That would be pretty neat. I mean, if we could stop tornadoes and all that shit, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, well, like we could stop natural disasters.
But I'm always like, you shouldn't mess with nature kind of person, so I always think, okay, this seems like a good idea, but how badly could we fuck up? That is the question. Like, create
Yeah,
a hurricane the size of the United States or something crazy.
well, you do have a point. If this type of technology gets in the wrong hands, we're pretty much screwed as
Yeah,
a race.
because you know
The
there's going to
human.
be some military jackass, like in every action movie, who goes, we need to weaponize the weather. It's like the dude from Jurassic World who wanted to weaponize the raptors.
Oh man,
Oh god, here's another one that is
another.
very discriminatory. Now, while this was overturned in 2003 by the Supreme Court, some states have managed to punish people for this, but homosexual behavior is a misdemeanor offense in Texas.
Wow, that is really discriminatory.
Yeah, luckily it was overturned, but it took until 2003 for them to, say, hey, this isn't cool.
I guess there's some parts in the world that isn't as progressive back in the day, especially including the early 2000s.
Yeah, Texas has always been its own little bubble. They always talk about seceding from the United States anytime the person they want to be president doesn't get elected.
And not just well, it can also it's also like the South kind of has the. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
But you're right, yeah,
Really?
that seems to be the case. Uh, Here's one. Yeah, there can be up to a felony charge against people who promote the use of or own more than 6 dildos in Texas. This is
Wait,
according
what?
to Chapter 43, Public Indecency, Subchapter B, Obscenity. It's considered obscene to own that many sex toys.
It's your own house. Why?
Yeah, it's the thing, like, it's my goddamn house. I'll have as many goddamn dildos as I want in it.
Yeah. like, is it you think it's gonna be weapons of mass destruction if it goes past a limit?
Who knows? You could probably make a nuke out of dildos.
Freaking, you'd be super strapped on.
It was maybe they outlawed it because of those jackasses that have those prank videos and usually prank people with pissing on their shoes or throwing dildos at them or some shit.
Just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
Yeah.
Get a sense of humor.
Those freaking people.
Tech Avery looking motherfucker. No, I'm kidding.
And now for the city specific ones. Here's one. Wearing a lewd dress in a public place is considered prohibited. This is very similar to those like high school rules that say, oh, you can't let the guys see your shoulders or else they won't pass their tests.
What? Pass your test.
Yeah, that's like legitimately used as an excuse in some schools, and it was sort of given at mine, but not really. It was just lightly touched upon, but yeah, like you'll distract the boys as they joke.
Oh, like I see your shoulders. I'm automatically distracted and I get an F on my geometry test. What?
Yeah, but dim shoulders though, man. Like Rihanna, she's got some very fine shoulders.
A lot of women got fine shoulders, man.
Damn right she do. Hashtag dim shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, there's so many for this place called Galveston. Galveston. Sounds Russian.
Oh god. This in Texas still?
Yeah, this is still in Texas. Offensive gestures are not tolerated at any special events. Fair
Oh,
enough.
come on. That's common sense right there.
Yeah. Let's see. What? Okay, here's one. You needed to get a permit in order to drink in a city park. Like a written permit that says you are allowed to carry or bring or come to a place drunk in a city park.
Yeah, permitted to be a douche.
Exactly, like, why can't I just get drunk on my own and harass people? Why do I need a permit for that?
Exactly. Why do it at a park?
Here's one. I don't even know how someone would manage to do this, but in this city alone, you are not allowed to drop trash from an airplane. I don't even know how you would do that.
It said from an airplane?
Yeah. The
Like,
very
opened up
specific
that
text
door.
says, no person in an aircraft shall throw out, drop, or deposit within the city any litter, handbill, or any other object. So don't throw shit out of an airplane is what they're saying. Now,
In their city alone.
bear in mind, this is just in this city. This isn't in any of the others. So that leads me to question, what the hell has been going on there to where they had to make that law?
Darn.
Oh god, here's another one involving planes. You're not allowed to land an airplane on a beach.
That's obvious.
Like, was there a bunch of frat boys living at this place beforehand? What is with all these things about planes?
Why do you allow these frat boys to fly airplanes in the first place?
Alpha Sigma, bro.
Oh god.
Let's see. You're not allowed to inhale glue. You really shouldn't. That is like the lamest way to get high.
Yeah. More lamer than freaking Sharpies, bro.
Oh, here's one. It is unlawful for a person to sit on a sidewalk, you could be fined up to $500.
To sit on the sidewalk?
Yeah, it's considered impeding the sidewalk, like getting in people's way and disrupting traffic or something, but, $500 for just sitting there. It's not like they can just walk around.
For 500 though?
Yeah, $500 for that crap.
I would accept it maybe like 25 or something, but 500 though. That's kind of excessive. But whatever, it's Texas.
Yeah. Freaking Texas. Alright, and the final one that I can verify, it is illegal to urinate on the Alamo.
Is that a historical landmark?
Yeah, the
historical.
Alamo is a historical landmark where a war took place. So to like paint a different perspective, it would be like saying you're not allowed to piss at the site of the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Yeah, you shouldn't pee on historical landmarks. That's kind of disrespectful. But
You really
you
shouldn't be
know,
pissing on historical landmarks. Why do we need a law telling these idiots not to do? Oh wait, hang
isn't that
on.
like isn't that like the Alamo like because there's some things that symbolizes racism. Like there's like racist statues of like big time racists and plantation owners and stuff. I don't know.
As the only thing I could see as this being racist is that Texas fought for its independence from Mexico. So I guess if you were pissing in the particular area where like the Mexican side was, you could consider it racist. But apparently, what happened was Ozzy Osbourne took a piss on at the Alamo and got banned from the site, and then a law was put in place after that. So,
Wow.
that totally seems like something Ozzy Osbourne would do. I'm not even
I mean,
surprised.
if he can bite a head off of a swan to get a record deal, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that he can pee on his historical landmark. It's Ozzy Osbourne, bro.
It's like it's hard to tell whether or not he's even real half the time. Oh wait, here's another one from Harker Heights. This is one I complained about with police, but it's drivers of city vehicles must respect all traffic rules, just like citizens.
Wait, what?
So, like, there's a law in place in Harker Heights that says people that drive city vehicles that are like for the states, they have to follow the same laws as everyone
Like,
else.
I could do like police or
I think this
public
applies to
transportation.
police. It says public employees, so I imagine it's like police, fire department, snowplow, construction, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Which I
I
totally
mean,
agree with. I mean, I remember this one meme I saw. It was like a picture of a smiling police officer, and it said, I drove on the opposite end of traffic, didn't use my turn signal, and sped over the speed limit to come up and tell you that your brake light's out.
like,
I,
how can you justify like from an emergency though? Like, if there's like a burning fire at this moment. Like,
yeah, that's a fair point.
I mean, like,
This is very vague wording, so. But I think the fire department would be included in the public employees.
oh, okay.
But you're right, though. If it is an emergency, like, yeah, get the hell out of the way. There's a fire.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything else.
，Is that your roommate speaking Malay?
No, Mandarin.
Oh, okay.
That pretty much covers it for Texas. The only other one on here really was for Austin, but I can't verify this law with like any actual text. It just says like you couldn't carry wire cutters in your pockets, mostly because back in the old days, people would cut barbed wire fences to steal property or have their herds pass through.
Then that makes sense.
Yeah. Got a dick move too. Destroy some dude's fence just to bring your damn cattle through.
Right?
What a dick. That pretty much covers it for Texas. Aside from, the homophobic one, there wasn't as many stupid laws in here. For some reason, I expected a lot more sexist laws. I'm very disappointed. I don't know. I think next, since we brought it up, we'll do Alabama next week.
All right.
Okay, so with that, we can move on to the 107 DBZ facts.
Alright, let me just pull up my tablet. So I got my notes written on here. I got some interesting facts. What about you?
Oh, yeah, I have a few here and there. Memorized them myself.
Alright, you go ahead and start.
I find it interesting, though, one of the facts they brought up was that the artist for this originally entered a drawing contest for this sort of thing and lost. And he went on to make, like, probably one of the most popular anime ever made. So, you know, that's a nice little inspirational tale for people. You always hear about writers, like, keeping a stack of their rejection letters and stuff like that. So, you know, a nice little thing to tell you to keep going forward. Another interesting thing they brought up, which I never really thought about, was that Goku bit almost every single person he fought in the anime, like Frieza and Boo.
Everyone except for Cell that he bite off of all the other villains.
It's such a weird thing to point out, but yeah, that's true. He does bite people a lot.
Yeah.
The fact that Goku was voiced by an elderly woman, I knew that happened, but I didn't know it was like, it's been the same one for almost 30 years.
Yeah, that is impressive.
That is impressive. That is some devotion right there, and especially with all the screaming she has to do.
Oh man.
Hell on the voice, especially with age.
And another fact, she's the same voice actress as the Sons as well.
Yeah, that's pretty
That is some
neat.
real talent. There's some real talent there.
Another one I liked was how the editor, I think it was, didn't like the design of Cell, so he's like, oh no, see, he's gonna change after he absorbs this guy and he's gonna look like this. I don't like that one either. Okay, well, he's going to absorb her and turn into this. Okay, that's fine.
And then because the first form they stated that he was too ugly, and the other one they said he looked like a moron.
Yeah. Looking like a moron.
I was like, okay, a little unprofessional, but alright.
Oh yeah, and the reason why it was called Dragon Ball Z, after they pointed it out, was because Z was the last letter of the alphabet, because he wanted it to end. Kind of weird, but cool. Apparently it was supposed to end with the Frieza saga too.
Yep.
Which, I don't know, how do you feel about that? How do you think you would have felt of the show if it had ended there?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really a huge fan of the Android saga, like the Cell saga. I liked because it was like a nice it was a nice story, like leading up to the Cell games, like Gohan saving the people from like certain doom and stuff like that, and then when they get to the Cell fights, I really enjoyed it because it was like one of the tear-jerking moments that I had of watching Dragon Ball Z when Gohan just snapped and Android 16's head was crushed.
Aw, poor 16.
Yeah. He was a harmless dude. But then he just got crushed.
Peace.
Yeah. I wonder how Cell would have looked if he absorbed 16 as well.
I imagine he would have taken up like some of his physical attributes. Apparently, if we go by the Buddha Guy game's logic, where he absorbed Krillin and like shrunk down to half his size, he'd probably be like a lot bigger and bulkier. Probably a lot like what his second form looked like.
Yeah. You probably look less like a moron.
Yeah. This guy looks like a moron.
So change that design.
To look less moronish.
Yeah.
Uh,
Any more facts?
I'm trying to think any more facts I'd like to list off.
We're not trying to like say everything because you got to look at the video.
Yeah, we
So
had 107 facts about DBZ. I'll put a link in the description later.
all right. And it's from what channel was it? I think it was either Channel Hangover or Channel Frederator because they're like the same thing. Like some of them cover like facts of like some shows and some other stuff. So check them out if y'all had the chance.
Yeah. I think for the last fact, shit, I had one too. Oh yeah, the fact that it was supposed to be 19 and 20 that screw up the future. 17 and 18 weren't even there originally.
Yeah.
Which that's pretty neat. It would explain a lot. It's something that the abridged series kind of pointed out.
I need to recheck that.
Yeah, in the abridged series, like, Trunk goes back in time, as you know, and says, look out for the two androids, and leaves. And after they get rid of 19 and 20, he goes, oh, wait, no, those weren't the androids, it was these androids. And Vegeta gets all pissed off and like, what do you mean? How many goddamn androids are there?
Trunks don't do good on his job.
He doesn't. But that's time travel for you. Everything gets screwed up. I played Quantum Break. I should know.
Oh yeah, I've meant to watch some of that. To watch the playthrough. Is there commentary on there?
Yeah, there's commentary. Not during the live action bits. I make like small remarks here and there, but for the most part, I just let it play through for the story.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if I put any clips of the Monarch in the first live action one. I know I didn't in the second one. But yeah. But I don't know. What about you? What are some facts you'd like to bring to light?
Some of the ones I wrote down you actually said, but what stood out to me was the original story was based off of a classic Chinese novel called Journey to the West. And Goku and Frieza's fight was the longest fight in anime. Was the longest, lasted the longest in all of anime history with a span of 4 hours.
I know, like, goddamn, I didn't realize it was that long.
Right? And let's see, all the fights in Dragon Ball Z add up to 187 fights total.
Damn.
Piccolo is actually 4 years older than Gohan.
Yeah, that was weird.
Let's see. Master Roshi is 30. His age is 354 years old by the end of the series.
He's old as dirt.
Right? And Snoop Dogg's favorite character is Gogeta.
Gogeta is a G.
Yep. Posted on.
I can see that. Personally, I'd see him going for a more Piccolo, but Gogeta's pretty cool.
And apparently King Kai is Michael Jackson because he has a pet monkey is the same name as Michael Jackson named Bubbles.
If only they got him to voice King Kai.
Right? Like imagine that.
That would be fantastic, but it would have made me even more sadder after he died.
Yeah. And like if they have to like for Super they'll have to hire another voice actor to try to do the impressions of Michael Jackson. Like they'll have to get like a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Yeah.
To do the voice acting.
Who knows how they do it? I know Bruno Mars does a pretty good Michael Jackson impression, so they could have gotten him.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's like this video of him too. I think it was on SNL where he started imitating all these artists and he nailed Michael Jackson pretty well.
Huh. I should see that then. I kind of do see that he might do a Michael Jackson impersonation based on his voice.
Yeah, he sort of has that high but kind of crisp voice. Good
Like
job,
a
Bruno.
falsetto. And at one point, Piccolo was actually was like one of the strongest. Like his power level was temporarily better than the Super Saiyans combined.
Damn.
Or how he got weaker. I think it was around the time when he was absorbing Kami, or I think that when he was like younger than that. It's what fact number was it? Cause I put the 35. No wait, that's never mind. That was 62. There we go.
Oh, right. Right.
Alright, so I got my facts.
And I put out mine.
So, what do you want to tackle next?
I'm actually curious. I don't know if I've asked you this question, but what did you think of GT?
Well, I didn't. I'd say it wasn't too bad, cause I wasn't much into the story. Like I'm not a story-driven guy for the most part for anime, because I focus more on like visuals and action. Because I'm huge into action. I like good choreography and like in fights like in action movies, and I like fighting scenes in anime. That's what gets my attention. So it's not as a story perspective, it's not all that good to me. But but everything else, I think it's okay. Just Pan's kind of annoying, but in Trunks he's a lot worse. Like the future Trunks was a lot better. I don't know where it all went wrong.
Yeah, shame too. What actually would have been interesting is if they did like maybe another spin-off movie or a spin-off series about future Trunks, because he lives in a timeline where Majin Buu and none of the other villains came in. So imagine like a standalone movie where he had to take on one of them.
Yeah, Majin Buu.
Yeah.
Or
like Majin Buu, or if need be, maybe like Baby or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that could. Yeah, but like, there's no real canon explanation as to how he got a sword, though. Because like it was established in that movie, it wasn't really how Trunks got the sword.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's like, geez, I was just looking at my mic level, really peaked there, but I suppose it maybe has something to do with like the whole time thing. Like no matter what, certain things will happen. I don't know. That's the best explanation I could give.
Yeah, a lot of time travel is very, very strange.
You don't fuck with time. It never goes well.
Yeah.
Any time in a movie, the solution is never go back in time, because every time someone does that, haha pun, it goes to shit.
Yeah.
Friggin' butterfly effect, none of them that went well. Except for like the third one, but that was kind of fucked up.
It's like if you kill a single bug in the past, it will drastically change the future.
Yeah. So the theory goes, the butterfly effect. I don't give a shit about butterflies.
Wonder why they call it the butterfly effect.
I think it's because the one they singled out was a butterfly. Like they say, like the flapping of its wings would affect the wind and stuff like that.
Huh. Now I need to learn about butterflies.
Yeah, same here. Butterflies, they are pretty more badass now.
What did you think? What did you think about GT?
I didn't like dislike it as much as like the hardcore fans dislike it, but I didn't think it was that bad. It had cool moments here and there. I found myself not quite as interested in it, even as a younger Spencer, as like the other series.
Yeah, Z was the best.
And I can't tell if it's because they had a lot more characters or if it was because just not as much happened. It's probably a combination of all of that. Or like how they all just left Earth and fucked off around space for a while.
Yeah. And these Dragon Balls is because they wish too much, and that's why the stars are black, or the Shadow Dragons.
Yeah, that actually I thought was kind of cool. Like each dragon was based off of their wish. Like I think it was like the really cool dragon came to life because I don't know, wasn't he wished because for Piccolo to be good or something? I forget.
I think Piccolo became good on his own.
Right. Crap, I can't remember what it was. Like, he had a good wish and just became a good person until he got killed by the other dragon. I know one came to life because of the underwear wish and was all pissed off about it.
Was that underwear wish?
Yeah, I think it was like the first wish in the Dragon Ball series. And someone was about to wish for something, I forget what, and then Oolong steps in and says, Bulma's panties, and that's what happened. The bad guy got screwed out of his wish, and they were able to beat him. And the dragon was all pissed off about that.
Wow. I really need to see Dragon Ball.
Let's
read it.
It's a lot more pervy than Dragon Ball Z, I'll say that much.
Oh yeah.
So pervy.
I've read some of the manga and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, kids at home, Goku learns quite a bit about the sexualness of women. Somewhat. Kind of. Not really.
Because he was raised in a village. With a single parent. A single human being.
Killed his grandpa.
Not really his grandpa.
Because,
he flew down to Earth.
The adopted father.
Yeah.
His Superman dad. Except his dad didn't die in a tornado.
His dad died because of Frieza.
Sad. And his mom also died. I wish she would have been in the movie. That would have been kind of cool to see her.
Yeah, I think she was like in the manga special.
Bummer. It's like, I kind of like her character too. The concept of like, we have this race of people that would willingly genocide the shit out of a planet, but she was like really peaceful and caring. Like
that's where he probably. I think in a way that's where he gets his kind spear from. Plus, he fell on his head in that ravine.
Yeah.
And forgot his,
knocked out his memories.
Yeah. Question: what is your favorite character on Dragon Ball Z?
My favorite one overall, I would probably say Future Trunks. I always liked him. Like he had like the badass sword and had his shit together most of the time.
That used to be my favorite character.
Who
But
is your
now,
Yeah.
um, I'm thinking probably Gohan or Piccolo. For probably Piccolo because he's a smart fighter. He's um, he's actually a better father than Goku and or Vegeta. If you think about it.
He honestly is.
But I like Gohan because it was a good story from the first season. But then everyone was like wanted to be Goku. They always they demand Goku. So the story lost its focus on Gohan, which kind of disappointed me after seeing the whole first season, how he overcame fear and starting to learn how to survive on his own.
Yeah, I was honestly hoping he'd become the protagonist.
And then there was also there was another fact that when they brought Goten into the mix, they was going to try to make the story um be about him, but they scrapped it because the fans disapproved of it.
Yeah, I can say I didn't really care that much for Goten in the series.
Yeah, his character was kind of ditzy and ridiculous.
Yeah, I liked
Plus, he
Kid
turned Super
Trunks
Saiyan like
slightly
it's nothing.
more.
See what?
Yeah, I said I liked Kid Trunks slightly more, and yeah, the whole him being able to go Super Saiyan like that was weird.
But I guess it goes to the theory that since Goku was a Super Saiyan and like before the Cell games, he impregnated Chi Chi in his Super Saiyan form, so that could be a reason why. It would be easy.
Would be smart to think about.
There was a picture on the internet, but that was probably like a fan drew it or whatever. It looked like Toriyama drew it because it was like the drawing looks really accurate.
What was it of?
Goku smashing Chi-Chi in the Super Saiyan form.
Oh. It's probably fan made.
Yeah.
I can't see like Toriyama going that far with the sexualness of the show.
Especially on the Z series though.
Yeah.
Because the Z series is it seems more focused on action than it is with comedic and pervertedness.
More drama.
Yeah.
Characters dying.
So speaking of anime, let's talk about. What do you want to talk about?
I suppose we can move on to our favorite anime series before we go on to the live action topic.
All right. Why don't you start?
Okay. I'd say my favorite anime. Now this was difficult to say, and it's still very mixed. But I think overall, Death Note is my favorite anime. It's probably like the first one I ever actually finished. Like I watch this all the time on Adult Swim, and I just found it to be so interesting, really. And say what you want about the second season. I personally think, yeah, the way it kind of ended was meh. But overall, I'd say it's a good series with good writing and good characters. I thought about that. I kind of thought about Elfenlied too. That one is sort of up my alley, seeing as it's like dark and has a lot of blood in it, and I'm kind of a freak, so I like that kind of thing. But I don't know. There's something about Elfenlied and its execution that I didn't particularly care for. So Death Note takes the top spot.
No, okay.
What about you? What's your favorite anime?
Oh man, I would have to say, hmm, I would probably say Samurai Champloo.
Not a bad choice.
I like the music. It inspired me to try to do music. The art style seems pretty good. Just like I like the tone of it, and it also has like I'm not a huge history buff, but it kind of makes you want to learn stuff like history and some other.
Good point.
Um, I also like Mugen. He seems like a pretty cool character. Then that's then I started to appreciate Gene more.
Yeah. I need to go through a binge watch of that again. It's been forever since I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah, Mugen's my favorite character. So, are there any anime you're currently watching?
I've been lazy, but eventually I'm going to get into Future Diary again. Watch that. And since it's been a while, I'll probably also watch Cowboy Bebop just to see if it's as good as I remember it.
Hmm. Here's an anime I couldn't really understand, but I might start appreciating because I like the visuals. Is Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't for the life of me understand what that was, and that was like the show I couldn't even want to watch. And I'm like, I can't believe this is like one of the animes or animated shows I couldn't even watch because I think it was so boring. Like the visuals were cool, like it was good, but I just couldn't handle the story. Like it was boring to me.
No, I see what you mean. Like, there's a lot of philosophy and talking in it. It's to best compare it. It's at least from what the bits I saw of it, of Laughing Man or whatever it was. It's like if you took the Matrix, kept in all of the philosophical stuff, but didn't put in the action. And that's pretty much what you're dealing with. Now, that isn't to say, like, if shows devoid of action are bad. No, I like them a lot. It's just, I feel like sometimes Ghost in the Shell is a little too vague and sometimes heavy-handed with the philosophies they propose. So there's that. But I'm going to give it another shot. I'm going to watch more and see if my opinion changes. But I totally see what you mean. It's definitely a slow burn anime.
Yeah, I've seen like an episode or two of on YouTube, so I might give it another shot because I'm really focused on a lot of anime and plus school, so I just want to see what can pique my interest and keep me watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch I think the first movie was got good reviews, so I'll check that one out whenever.
Ghost in the Shell movie,
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
standalone complex.
No, it wasn't standalone complex. It was just called Ghost in the Shell. That was released in '95.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that explains my Matrix comparison. The Ghost in the Shell actually inspired the Matrix.
Was it inspired by the Matrix or inspired the Matrix movies itself?
It inspired the Matrix movies itself.
Oh, okay.
Like the Wachowskis showed it to the producer Joel Silver, and they said, "We want to do this for real."
Like live action.
Yeah. Which
Was that Lawrence Fishburne in the movie?
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was in The Matrix.
Okay.
Not Samuel L. Jackson. Don't be like that one guy that just got torn down by him.
Nah. I never thought it was Samuel L. Jackson. I didn't know. I didn't even know who Lawrence Fishburne was. But they had like that similar face, like the faces they make and their voices sounded like they could be related.
It's definitely in the voice for me.
I never suspected anything like it was Samuel Jackson. I know he's different looking.
But yeah, the 1995 Ghost of the Shell movie is what I'm going to start off with. And apparently it has 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's good.
I might check it out.
Yeah. So, we'll check that out and then rant about it if we don't like it. I'm trying to think of an anime I didn't really care for. I think in general, I just don't like slice of life animes. Not to say that they're bad or poorly made by any means, they're just not my thing. I mean, asking me which one of those do I like the most is like walking up to a vegan and asking what restaurant serves the best cheeseburgers. It's like, he's not gonna know. That's not for him.
Exactly. Yeah, slice of life. I don't know. Like I don't know about that either because I could have watched something that's maybe a slice of life and I wouldn't even know it. Isn't like something that teaches like life lessons or something?
Slice of life is pretty much like anime that's basically what would be the equivalent of an anime sitcom. Just like realistic setting with realistic people, like no powers, no crime or anything like that. It would be like a lot of them are just what people do at school.
Oh. Yeah, those could be pretty boring.
My God, I'm looking at like the Rotten Tomatoes website right now, and like every single movie except for 2 has a rotten score.
What?
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Like, what movies?
The Boss with Melissa McCarthy has a bad score. Hardcore Henry has like 51%. Still gonna see it though.
Jeez.
Batman vs Superman has a 29. Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 has a 26.
That's
God's
understandable.
Not Dead 2 has a 12.
Wow.
Miracles from Heaven has a 49. Holy shit. The Divergent series, Allegiant, has a 12%.
No. Wow.
Meet the Blacks has a 13%. And where was that one movie I saw? Demolition. Yeah, that has a 50%.
What about Everybody Wants Some or some movie like that? Like you did a movie review on?
Yeah, that has a 91%.
Wow.
That's weird. That wasn't on the list of in theaters. I don't know why. I don't know. If anything, though, Jungle Book is coming out, and that has like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not think it would be getting that good of a reception, so I have to see it now.
Wow, Batman vs Superman giving it like 26?
29.
Still, that's really low.
That is really low, especially since it's supposed to be a franchise.
Plus, it's not so. People say it's not so bad.
I don't know. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's just sort of in that weird gray area, at least for me.
It should be in like an average at least, or a little slightly below average.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for Ben Affleck with the sad Ben Affleck memes.
Oh God.
Because he did good in the movie. Like, he has nothing to be sad about.
Exactly.
He's gonna do his own movie, and knowing Ben Affleck, it's probably gonna be pretty good.
Because he's a good writer.
He is a good writer. So, good luck with that. But
Hopefully
yeah,
it's better or redeem or do more justice than Batman vs Superman.
wow, and apparently Jungle Book is Christopher Walken's highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. So you gotta see the Jungle Book?
Oh yeah, I'll be seeing that and doing a review of it.
Let us know your opinion, man.
Oh, I will let you know my opinion. From the looks of it, it might be my first 5 out of 5 on the channel. I don't give those out very often. But from the looks of it so far, it might happen.
The highest you've given was a 4 out of 5?
Yeah, I still haven't... I feel like 5 out of 5 should be restricted to like, okay, no, this movie is great in every way. I am very conservative with my 5 out of 5s.
Makes sense. You didn't even give Deadpool 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I ended up giving that one a 4. And yeah, like, too, like, Deadpool was a great movie. I just felt like I could have used a few more things thrown in to make it even better.
Yeah.
Hell, that, and I loved 10 Cloverfield Lane, but, that ending and stuff. 4 out of 5.
What is the lowest you ever given?
I think the lowest I've ever given was a 2. I don't think I've ever hated a movie so much to where I gave it a 1. See, I ranked them in a weird way. Like, okay, 1 is like for terrible movies I did not like, had nothing good about it. 2 is for movies I did not like, but at least had some things good with it. 3 is if I mixed on it. It had some good things, some bad things, so it's sort of in the middle of being bad and good. 4 is for movies I like that, while they had their problems, are still a good movie overall. And 5 is supposed to be for like, no, this is a great film, you will love this film.
Have you ever think that a movie will be so bad you'll give it a 0?
I feel like in fairness of my list, I'll probably just give it a 1. Or either that or an honorary 0.
Oh man.
I'll save that for like the really, really bad movie. Like, hell, I hated Sinister 2, but I think the reason why I haven't been giving very many low scores is because I've been intentionally seeing good movies that I know I'll like.
Because you can only go to so many movies, like when you're in college.
Yeah. But I'm still gonna try to go every week. I think the movie I might end up giving a 1 to, just based off the trailer alone, was that one I told you about, and I keep talking about it, but only because it's like, oh my god. But the one they're making about the Columbine shooting.
Oh.
I'm familiar with the studio, and I'm familiar with the way they deliver their messages, and that makes me very worried for how they're going to handle this movie. The parents are okay with it, so I know it's not going to be offensively bad, but I'm just worried about the messages they propagate in it.
Oh man. You gonna rant about that?
Yeah, like one movie, I can't remember which one it was, but like, this dude gets run over by a car and slowly dies in the street, but it's treated like a good thing because, now he's in heaven and shit. But
that is a horrible.
That is... I am going to have the urge to walk out of the movie so bad if that is the message they use in it. Like, I was not around, really, when Columbine happened, I don't think.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone there. I've never been to that state. But even still, that would be such a dick move. I would almost walk out of the theater. I have never walked out of a theater or stopped watching a movie yet, and I watched Human Centipede 2. Okay, 99. Yeah, I was around then, but I was a little Spencer. Yeah, my God, Human Centipede 2. Like, when people said Human Centipede was like the most disturbing movie ever made, no, Human Centipede 2 takes that spot. And then a Serbian film took the spot after that one.
Yeah, like, you have to search like the most. That's another thing we should. That's what we should do in the next podcast. We should talk about the most like find the most find the list of disturbing movies, and then just like talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know, for me it'll probably be a Serbian film. I'll look around at my history and see if there's any others.
Alright.
God damn that movie. Speaking of movies, live action adaptations of anime.
Oh God.
I would ask like what your favorite would be, but since I know there's only been like 2 good ones, what would you say your least favorite anime adaptation is?
For the ones based I've seen, they have to be Dragon Ball Evolution. That's like a lot of but that's an average answer.
Yeah, no, I totally get that too.
Other than that, I've never seen much. Like I've seen like one live action film, like another one. It was Death Note, and it's the Japanese made, and I don't know how the American adaptation will be on how that's gonna play out, because they have some of the actors that has like a doesn't really have much of a good track record. Even the writers.
I totally agree. I think my favorite, out of the ones I've seen, would be the Death Note movie, the Japanese one. I felt like that was the most well made and close to the source material. But if I had to pick the worst one, I'll give an honorary mention to Last Airbender, since while it is anime inspired, it's technically not anime.
Yeah.
But the worst live action one, I'd probably go Dragon Ball Evolution as well.
And I vaguely remember Blood, the Last Vampire, because that's also another anime adaptation movie. So I don't really remember. I don't remember watching it, but I don't remember everything because I never seen Blood, the Last Vampire movie. But I think that's what Blood Plus is based off of, because the character's name is the same as the protagonist in Blood Plus. So I might have to figure out a way to watch that movie again and watch the actual animated movie and probably watch Blood Plus again just to see if it's that bad, because I heard from someone that it sucked. So
yeah, I'm actually gonna look up like the live action adaptations just so yeah, I see what you're talking about. Blood, the Last Vampire.
At least they used an Asian actor instead of someone that's not really,
Yeah. Let's see. Death Note's on there. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Speed Racer movie.
Oh yeah.
That was also by the Wachowski sisters now.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
While the movie looked cool, I didn't really care for it. Even as a kid, I didn't like it. It was so weird too, with like the plot twist about the guy being his brother. It's like, hey, are you my brother? And some dude's other dude's face. It's like, no, I'm not your brother after all. He's like, oh, okay. But then we learn, oh no, he really is his brother. He just changed his face.
Yeah, I haven't really remembered much of the Speed Racer movie because like I've seen it. It was like Cartoon Network. They showed it, but I didn't really pay attention much because I was on the computer. So I didn't really pay much attention. But I didn't really care for Speed Racer in the in the first place.
I saw maybe one episode once, and that was about it.
Did Astro Boy have a? I think that was just a 3D movie, a CGI movie instead of
Oh my god, I forgot about the Asteroid Boy movie. Astro Boy. It sounds like I'm from Jersey. Yeah, shit, that's from a while ago. That was released in 2009.
Was that a CGI movie or was that a live action movie?
CGI movie.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, they had Freddie Highmore in this movie. He's the guy that plays Norman Bates in Bates Motel.
I've heard of Bates Motel and Norman Bates, but I still don't know what that is.
It's supposed to be like a show that takes place before the movie, so it's like Norman Bates as a kid with his messed up mom.
Oh, like how messed up is she? Like what does she do?
Shit, it's been a while. I do know people have died during the show. I can't remember if she had anything to do with it.
Jeez. Cause I remember on Archer when Archer's like Archer was doing something with his mother's husband, and they was talking about paging Dr. Bates, Dr. Norman Bates. And I was like, who is Norman Bates?
Oh yeah, she's like, okay, I can see now. She's like really paranoid, really aggressive, and really controlling of him. Although he's a lot more messed up in the movie. Like holy crap! But you know that is like the end point. But yeah, from what I've seen, he does a pretty good performance in that show.
Oh, okay.
Snippets here and there. He actually probably would have been a better Joker than that one guy they got. I mean, he did a good job, don't get me wrong, but...
What about Heath Ledger?
No, on the show Gotham, they had some kid play the Joker. Of course, then, well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's gonna be multiple Jokers.
Yay! And they're all ready.
Still looking forward to the Killing Joke and Suicide Squad.
Killing Joke. There's gonna be another. Is there gonna be a movie, like a live action movie based on the Joker, or is this gonna be like an animated film?
This is gonna be an animated film. They have Kevin Conroy and shit.
I need to start watching more animated superhero films. I've heard. No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard about Flash Paradox or something along those lines.
Yeah, Flash Paradox. I remember that one.
And there was like a Batman movie that I think it's called Son of Batman, which is goes around. I think this story is about Damian Wayne.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, he's Bruce and what was that assassin's name? Talia?
Yeah, Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, that's their kid. So I need to see more. I need to see more animated films. Does Marvel have any animated films
Oh yeah,
lately?
they have animated films.
Because the last time I seen an animated film in Marvel will have to be like Hulk versus, and that was a long time ago.
Hang on, I'm going to find animated films. ，Jeez. Oh yeah, all direct to video. They had Avengers movies, Invincible Iron Man. Trying to find the Hulk one you mentioned.
Yeah, it's there's Hulk versus Wolverine and Hulk versus Thor. And I think the one with Wolverine had Deadpool in there.
Yeah, that was cool of them.
And I think that was the first time I even seen like or even heard of Deadpool, but I still vaguely remember. And I didn't know on X-Men Origins Wolverine that the dude with the two swords and he had his mouth shut. I didn't know that was Deadpool.
Yeah, neither did I. And I knew about Deadpool before that movie.
一个乔安，一个墨西哥，但是在这里长大啊。
I'm curious to see Thomas Wayne Batman. I heard he is savage.
Yeah, he's pretty brutal from what I remember. I'm trying to remember, like, I can't remember if they showed Martha Wayne as the Joker ever in at least animated form.
Yeah, I think that's what I was told.
It's okay, yeah, it is in the comic, but they never show in like the animated movie. The Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah. Has there been any Deadpool animated films?
I'll look it up. I don't think there has.
There needs to be, so they can hype up the second movie.
Yeah, no Deadpool animated films. Although one would be nice.
Yeah, just it's like a mixtape type of thing.
Yeah.
Promote the live action movies.
Promote the hell out of it.
Can't wait till the second one.
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's see. So, are there any other animated like live action adaptations of anime movies?
Not really. I think the Dragon Ball animated movie is the worst one overall. I mean, at least with Speed Racer, it was interesting to look at. It is by the Wachowskis, so it has to be.
And I heard this was another fact from the video that the one who the director never seen the series until he was involved in it.
Yeah, not a good sign.
Because when I saw it, I thought it was Gohan because it looked like it was like okay, this might take place when Gohan's in high school. But it was like, nope, that was Goku. I'm like, no. Goku never went to school.
Yeah, they really screwed it up. They screwed up.
America needs to reevaluate, like, how they do their films with that, especially with adaptations of films like from other like sources from like other cultures and different places, you know?
Yeah.
Like if they're gonna try to do an adaptation of my movie, I need to have a fan direct it.
I don't even know why they handed Dragon Ball Evolution to this guy. The only movies he made beforehand were Final Destination, The One, and Final Destination 3.
Really?
I mean, The One was an action flick with Jet Li, but it didn't get that good reception.
What about the Final Destination movies?
No, now, I'd say the first one was good, but it got better reception than, The One and Final Destination 3 was just kind of meh.
And then it just gets worse because they keep doing more and more and more. How many Final Destinations were there?
I think there's been 5 Final Destination movies. There was... I'll check. Because there was The Final Destination, which was the 4th one, and then Final Destination 5.
Which, that's stupid.
Like, I don't know, each one sort of has its perks about it. Like, the ending of Final Destination 5 was pretty cool.
I've seen number 2. The first, like my very first Final Destination movie was the second one. And then I've seen the one with the race car, the one with the NASCAR scene at the beginning. And I think I've seen another one, but I'm not sure because I tend to block those out because I get so paranoid after watching those.
Yeah, I feel like the first one really nailed the paranoia because the deaths were like realistic, but they just get increasingly like Rube Goldberg-esque. Like the 2 chicks that are at the tanning place, like they put their drink on the thing, and then the drops of water drip on the machine, and then the shell falls over and blocks both the things, and the machine keeps raising the temperature. It was weird.
And what really, like, I cringed was, okay, it was this part in the swimming pool, and this dude, he has this, like, lucky coin or whatever, and then, I think a kid pushed him or attacked, like, was, like, squirting him with water or something like that, and then he was trying to chase after him, his coin fell, I think he tried to grab it, and then he got sucked in by some, I forgot what it was. What
I don't know
was
what you're
it?
talking about. It was like that weird pool thing.
Yeah. And then, like, his butt was stuck, and then, like, all of his intestines came butthole, and then just, like, started squirting into the thing. Like, you see, like, red blood and stuff in the intestines. I'm like, oh my god. And he's, like, sucked it into his stomach, and I was like, jeez, man. And I was like, nah, I can't go back swimming now. This makes me paranoid and all that type of stuff.
But each one had its like own cool things. Final Destination overall was pretty cool. Final Destination 2 was neat how they brought back an actress from the first one and tried to beat death. Final Destination 3, I kind of like the concept with like hints in the photographs, although they do go a little bit over the top with it. Shit.
What was the one with the pool? Like, which one was that one?
I think that was 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because 5 had it ended where the first one began. Like in the first one, the guy who played Casper freaks out and he's like, the plane's gonna explode, and gets dragged out. But at the end of the movie, he does that and the plane explodes with the main characters inside.
Oh. Man. I do not want to watch Final Destination, but it seems like I need to understand what you're saying sometimes.
The first one is pretty dated, but it's still okay.
Okay. I know I've seen 2. And like, things freak me out, man. Like, when they would rent movies and I was a kid and I would stay up and stuff and they'll put the movies on and I'm just like, okay, this scared me. Like, because this is the first, well, not the first, because I've seen like a lot of radar movies when I was really young. But I think that's like the first scary movie I've ever seen, or actually Candyman, like on like TV.
Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot he's in the movie.
Yeah, Candyman?
The main character from Candyman, yeah.
I've seen it 3 times now. Wait, or is it 5 times? I think it was 5 times.
Well, let's not say it anymore. We'll just call it that one guy.
Yeah.
But I watched a lot of R-rated movies as a kid myself, mostly horror. And one movie I also saw, Crash, not like the cool Oscar-winning one, but the weird car crash fetish one.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Hang on, I'll look it up. There's a specific term for it, but in the movie
So
Crash, it's like there's this car accident that's investigated.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out it had such a weird plot. But it was like caused by people who get like sexually turned on by car accidents.
Wait, what? This was a horror film?
No, this wasn't a horror film. This was more of a thriller.
Oh, wait a minute. So this is not the one with Terrence Howard in it?
No Terrence Howard. This was directed by David Cronenberg and starring James Spader and Deborah Kara Unger.
Okay, I don't think I've seen them in there. So the Oscar-winning one, that must be the one with Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle and freaking who else? There's like a lot of actors that was in there that was familiar.
Yeah, Ludacris was in Crash, I think.
Yeah. The one you was talking about, or the Oscar-winning one?
The Oscar-winning one. This one,
Okay.
it doesn't really have any big name stars, at least none that I know of. Or at least you'd know of. I mean, I know about David Cronenberg, but...
You said James Spade? I'm very little familiar with him, because I think I've seen him in The Office.
Yeah,
that
James
was the one.
Spader. Yeah, you're right, he was in The Office. So he was in the movie. It was about someone that got turned on by car crashes.
Like, how would that work, man? Like did they just fapping, like, the highway or something? When they see something like that?
They look at, like, safety car test videos and look at pictures of traffic collisions.
And this is a thriller movie.
Yeah.
What kind of...
Hell, even one of the review quotes is sex and car crashes. And that's it. That pretty much sums up the film.
You white people are nuts, man.
I didn't say I liked the movie.
No, I'm just saying, like, in the film, man, like... What the heck, bro?
I don't know what he was... What?
They had
I mean, granted, it's unique. Like, I can't say I've ever heard of that in a film before, so props for writing something disturbing and messed up, but...
Hell, probably not even real life either.
I don't know, I'm sure there's some weirdo out there that likes looking at pictures of bodies. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course there are people out there like that, the sick bastards.
Of course. Oh man, this is getting way too dark so fast.
We're getting too dark.
We need to shed some more light.
But yeah, people are turned on by car accidents in that movie.
You was you say you say you watch horror films when you was younger.
Yeah, and they were like always cheesy ones. It would be like, like the Croctopus movies, or I can't even remember the names of them, really.
I used to watch hood movies, a lot of hood movies when I was young.
Can't
Like
remember yeah, no, go ahead.
like Baby Boy and let's see. I haven't watched Menace to Society until I reached high school. So I was pretty late on that. Boys in the Hood as well. I think I've seen it like on censored TV. So I don't get that full experience watching it. Friday, obviously. Next Friday, Friday after next. You know those type of movies.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing Boys in the Hood on television as well.
Yeah. You won't get that good experience until you've seen like the actual uncensored DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah, shit, I remembered. I watched like almost all the Anaconda movies.
Oh man. Oh man. Can't stand those Anaconda movies. That's why I don't want to go That's why I don't want to go to the ocean because of that. Actually, lake, because that's really all is, like a lake. And I remember like I was so scared and timid because I'm not a huge horror movie fan, and when I went to the theaters and I was like really young, and I saw a tribal man, and he's getting attacked by an anaconda. I was like, nope. So I went to another theater to just watch. I think at that time was Mr. 3000 with like Bernie Mac.
Nice.
Yeah. I was a scared little kid.
I'm trying to think of like a movie that would have legitimately scared me. There weren't that many. I suppose if you watched a bunch of horror movies like as a little kid, eventually it just sort of runs right down your back. It just doesn't even bother you anymore.
Yeah. Yep, I was coddled by cartoons, man. Cartoons and hood movies. Like I might be scared when to a slasher slashing people, but I'm not afraid that someone gets shot. I'm not afraid of a drive-by, but I'm afraid of a guy with a mask and he has a freaking machete.
Would probably get his ass shot down if he ever tried to take on someone in a drive-by.
Exactly. Well, knowing Jason, he's probably like immortal, because I don't know, like he could get several shots to him and he won't die.
Yeah, he did go to Manhattan once, so.
It's like, how? How, Sway? How?
That was so weird, too. Like, there was this one dude on a rooftop that Jason comes across, and he just, like, punches Jason over and over again. And Jason just takes one swing at him and knocks his head off.
My goodness, man. Michael Myers didn't die either, didn't he?
I can't remember if he did or not. I'd like to say he did.
So question, what would you do if you were in a Saw situation?
I guess it would depend on it. Like, I suppose I would go through with whatever the dude wanted. Just so I can get out alive.
What would you do if the whole 5KG crew were to participate in the thing? What would you do now?
Like, I don't know, like, what I'd do. If it was like, if the three of us, actually no, the four of us and Matt, if he were illegally allowed to enter this country, if we were all, like, it was us, and they gave me the decision, say, okay, either you can live and the four of them die, or they all die and you live. I would like to say, like, even in my panicked mind, I would choose, like, to sacrifice myself for you guys. But it's hard to say. Like, I know it's easy to say, oh, if I was in this situation, I would do this and that. But I don't know, like, in my mind, I'd like to say I could bravely take it like a man. I'd like that to happen. But I'd say it would probably be somewhere between that and pissing my pants and crying.
It's easy said and done. Easier said than done.
Like, that could happen for all I know.
It kind of depends on how much I would suffer if I were to sacrifice.
Yeah, that would be a factor too. Like, if I had to go feet first through a saw blade, I'd be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
But if it was like, just a gunshot to the head, I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah. I might just like, yeah. I was gonna say an LSD overdose, but yeah, pretty much, yeah.
What a way to go.
Yeah. Or like take some LSD and then get shot in the head. That'd be pretty cool.
Saw it was messed up. I don't know. Better being in that than in the world of Hostel, where you're just tortured for money.
Yeah. Like there's a film that's about like torturing people for money.
Yeah, it's basically like in Hostel, it was directed by Eli Roth, where like, oh no, it wasn't. Who directed Hostel? I was right. It was Eli Roth. Suck it, me. But like, yeah, there's like they go to Russia and like get kidnapped and get taken to this one area where people pay to torture them.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up. Pretty bloody. Pretty gory.
Hey, have you played Godfather 2, Spencer?
I haven't played the Godfather 2 game.
Oh. Have you played the first one?
No, I never got a chance to play any of those games like that. I was restricted, like, it was those and Grand Theft Auto I couldn't play, but everything else was free game.
I couldn't play rated M for mature games until I was like 14. So I know how you feel.
As long as I behaved myself, they let me try those, but it was never Grand Theft Auto. Like, that was like the line I could not cross.
And like, and then when when I was trying to play GTA, like the first rated M mature game that was allowed to play was Godfather 2. I know I played GTA before because I went to my cousin's house. and I remember playing Godfather 2. And it's a pretty nice game. Like with the whole, like takeovers and stuff like that. So hopefully this will be in Mafia 3.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I just hope they don't kill off Vito. Don't kill Vito.
I wonder what happened to Joe.
Yeah, I'm guessing that'll probably be brought up. I'm guessing he's dead. Hope not, because I liked him, but still.
A long time ago, I've heard that supposedly the protagonist, I I forgot his name was because it's been a while since people talked about Mafia 3. Um, he was supposedly, it was like, rumors has it that he might be Joe's son. But it was just like, rumor or theory. But that will be interesting, though. I mean, he's working with Vito, along with other mafia bosses. So who knows about that?
Yeah, I imagine if anyone would know whether or not he was Joe's son, it would be Vito.
Or he could be born before Joe died. He could have impregnated some woman while like Vito was out in the war, and Joe went somewhere, and he must have impregnated someone.
He did sleep around with a lot of prostitutes, so wouldn't surprise. I actually thought Vito was going to get together with that one red-haired one, but that never happened.
Yeah, I mean it could have, but there was no, there was no evidence or anything. So
actually, it would have been kind of cool if that happened. Like Vito tries to get her out of like that kind of life.
Yeah, that would be a really good story. That would be a really good story. Or like he'll make a reference for that.
Yeah.
Saying they got a kid on their own and stuff. We'll just have to see.
Let's see, the crime life is not a good life to live, my friend. Yeah, I will say this to everyone out there, if you ever plan on joining, like, a gang or, like, a mafia, never speak to your family, never start a family, it never goes well.
Yeah. That is not a good life to live.
No. But I've never joined a gang, so I'm not really one to give accurate advice, but I feel like it's realistic enough.
Yeah. Like who's to say, sometimes, it's like gangs can be any organization. Like it can be like a government I kind of consider as a gang. Police I kind of consider as a gang as well. It's just we just live by different creeds and rules that we have to follow.
Basically, pick your poison.
Yeah.
But here's to hoping that Mafia 3 will be good.
Yeah, me too. I hope there's gonna be another Borderlands game.
There should be. I mean, with Tales of the Borderlands doing so well, the Borderlands name is pretty high in esteem.
But I think they're so focused on Battleborn, that's probably why there hasn't been much announcement, because they're focusing more on Battleborn and seeing where that plays out.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I hope, because it's made by the same developers as the Borderlands games. So hopefully, Battleborn is going well, and hopefully we'll get another Borderlands game.
Yeah, from the looks of it, in 2015 they said they were preparing to work on a new game and make it for the new generation consoles, but in April of the same year, the creator and franchise director left Gearbox, so who knows what'll happen.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, shit. I forgot. Did you hear about that one project that Telltale's working on. It's supposed to be like a new survival horror game that they're trying to get together.
Hmm.
They teased it on social media, but they're working with another studio on it. Hang on, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, that's really strange because Telltale is a story-based. This works on story-based games.
Okay, trying to see if anyone has details on it. Oh yeah, it's called 7 Ways to Die. 7 Days to Die.
There's a lot more than 7 ways.
Oh, there's much more than 7 ways.
And that's really scary. It's like everything you do, it's very dangerous. Which is kind of true, in a way.
I can't tell what kind of game it's going to be. I know Telltale's working on it.
So it's survival horror?
Yeah. It's a post-apocalyptic, looks like zombie apocalypse game. It's an open-world survival game that's a combination of first-person shooting, survival horror, tower defense, and role-playing.
That sounds kind of good, but I'm sick of zombies, man.
So I'm hoping it'll be something else, like maybe demons or something. I wouldn't mind fighting some deformed demons, or maybe even like the necromorphs. Those were a nice play on zombies.
Freaking, I'll fight. Yeah, I'll fight well, who would I like to fight? I like to fight sirens, freaking nymphs, whatever, imps, and all that type of stuff. There's anything but zombies, bro.
And for those that want to know, it's going to be released in June for about $30, and it's going to have like character skins of Lee Everett and Michonne. So that'll be neat.
Have Guar be play as the villains and stuff. I'll fight Guar. I don't care. Just no zombies, please.
But this is exactly what I talked about. Telltale should be doing. They should be expanding their horizons like this.
Yeah.
Even if they're just publishing the game, the fact that they're moving on to a different formats.
Yeah. I wish they'd do another Salmon Max. That would be pretty nice.
Yeah. Bring us Salmon Max.
In the first place.
If Micah hasn't played Salmon Max, he should probably play Salmon Max. Since he likes story-based.
Yeah. He'd dig it. Yeah, I need to play through, and I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Alan Wake next. I got a free copy of it with Quantum Break.
Oh, alright. You gonna do it after you're done with Quantum Break?
I finished Quantum Break, so right now at this point it's just about publishing them daily.
Dang, you binge recorded, didn't you?
Yeah. Wasn't easy, but I did it.
How long did it take you?
Around 10 hours. And that's for the footage I do have. That doesn't account for times I had to re-record things and probably moments I'm gonna cut out.
Cause you failed or died?
Yeah, and normally I do keep the dying moments, but for one part in particular, and they're gonna know what it is, I'm gonna do a funny little montage of it instead of showing the whole process. Because if I did, that would be another half an hour.
Have a funniest death compilation.
Yeah, I'll just be playing some funny music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But pretty cool overall, I'd say. I'm going to play through it a second time, making different choices to see how it affects the story.
Yeah, all right. Are you gonna record, or are you just gonna like go outside recording?
I'll just go outside recording.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to see if they've announced anything about Persona 5 yet. Because I'm definitely going to be playing that. It is fucking delayed again, you asses of shit. Stop making me wait, Atlas. I love you, but I hate you.
Square Enix, is it published by Square Enix or?
No, it's published by Atlas. Hang on, let me look at that.
So Square Enix is the one that's developing it, huh?
No, it's also being developed by Atlas. Square Enix doesn't have much to do with it. Actually, nothing, in fact. It's Atlas and Sega.
Because like there was like a thing where Square Enix was asking, would you rather have Persona 5 or Final Fantasy, and I was wondering if they were have anything to do with Persona.
Yeah, that's weird because from the looks of it, it doesn't have anything to do with Persona 5. Maybe they worked on 4? Yeah, they worked on 4. Oh, okay. They worked on the EU version for 4. They published it, so I imagine they're like asking because they're going to publish the EU version of Persona 5.
Oh, okay. What's EU version?
Europe.
Oh.
Yeah, they released it to Europe, Australia, North America, Japan. Persona 4 was pretty cool. I really liked that game.
Hey, Spencer, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What is your most weeaboo moment ever?
I think my most weeaboo moments was like when I got into a loud argument with this one girl in high school about the ending of Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about how much I hated it and how they could have done stuff differently. And she talked about how much she liked it and how it could have been done differently. And you could just see like the people next to us had no idea what the hell we were even talking about. So that's probably my biggest weeaboo moment of just getting into an argument about an anime none of those people had seen.
Yeah, for me, I hated that protagonist dies. That's what saddens me.
Yeah, at least to die the way that he did. I would have been okay with Light dying had it not been that way.
Like, you would rather if, like, the police shot him, like, shooting him multiple times that he dies, or...
I think I'd rather, like, him plan out his death or something.
Like, he'll write his own name at a certain point in time.
Yeah, like, write his own name in the book and plan things out for someone else to carry out his work. Something like that.
Yeah,
Either that or, like, have L live and beat Light.
Wonder how would that work?
Not sure. They made it work in the movie. He never died in the movies.
Oh, okay. I guess everyone liked L.
L was cool.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, because Mir, he was okay, but I didn't really like him too much.
I actually liked Mello more than I liked Nier.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like Mello just had more character to him.
Didn't he, like, work out, like, a different side of the wall?
Yeah, he worked, like, with the Mafia. But he was, like, he was trained the same way as Nier.
That is quite strange.
It was weird. They were, like, both orphans, I guess, that were trained.
So your weeb moment was he was arguing over Death Note.
Yeah, I was arguing about an anime with some chick. I forget her name. What about you? What is your biggest weeaboo moments?
Let's see. Um, I guess I would say maybe I would maybe I was like I was in middle school and I used to do like Naruto jutsu symbols sometimes, or I would sometimes run like Naruto characters. I would excuse it for like I say I run like Sonic, not Naruto. just to I guess trying to soften the blow, because the first impression I did was I brought in a Naruto book, and they just assumed that I would just like Naruto. That's my thing. Like I just brought in a book, I just brought in a manga to read, and people would automatically assume I was a huge Naruto fan. Granted, I was kind of a Naruto fan a little bit. And like every time I would get mad, it was like they'll say some like stuff like I'll get into like Nine Tails mode or whatever. And I was like, I hate you. I hate you. But you know, but then I realized was like weird. Like
It's a very specific moment.
that's gotta be the mind. It's weird.
Very precise.
Then I think to myself, you know what? I was young, so like it's only different if it's like a grown man that does it, and he's not cosplaying or anything, or just trying to be fun, or just being funny.
You were just a wee lad.
Yeah, like, I would have been a weeb if I was a grown man that does like Naruto hand symbols for no reason. Like if I go out in public and I started like wearing a headband and start doing something stupid, and if it's not for YouTube or anything, just like or just trying to do like mess with people, I would have been just a straight up weeb. But then I never thought of denouncing my culture just to say I'm Japanese. So another thing. That's like another big thing.
Weeaboos. Weeaboo-ness.
Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Let's give the audience a question.
Yeah,
Give
go
them a
ahead.
question. I guess what is the most weeaboo moment that you ever had? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, leave it down below. Don't be too afraid. We won't judge.
Yeah, we just take the time. We'll just laugh it off. It happened a long time ago. It's like just something that you could just laugh at right now. Feel free to share.
And while you're sharing, also like and subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Like us on the Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Yeah. And I'll see you guys later.
Live long and prosper.
And prosper.